Hi everyone, I'm here recording a video on the Final Fantasy IV Golbez map, also known as EX2, and I'm here to show Mont, a team with Mont, Naya, and Ishtola, and the DPS, in which case it's gonna be Glaciella, and Summer Lilith. It really can be replaced by anyone, but she's gonna have a okay niche in this map, which is gonna be to immobilize. So just to clear some items you might not know from global, this is a gauntlet from the Final Fantasy 14 event that we get after a bit. We also is also the way you get Ishtola after the release event that she had. So it's a really good gauntlet, gives magic resistance and the good stats like dexterity and hit. So it's good for hunters and even general use units because it has a spirit version. So you get 10 spirit, which is pretty nice, on top of respectable HP and good respectable aim and dexterity. The effect for it is magic resistance. As for Glaciella, I'm gonna use her TMR, which is only for the AP region, really. So any AP region TMR or TMR that costs a lot of TP to use, like Ayakas, works here. I also using this item, which is the helmet you get from Final Fantasy 14 raid that comes out alongside the rerun. So it gives pierce resistance and disable resistance, neither of which are gonna come into play, but the stats are really nice, so it makes Mount bulkier. Everything else is gonna come soon to global, so I don't have to explain. And the visual cards are pretty like humble level. Gonna explain real quick the achievements you have to do for the 4 stars. One is do an elemental chain of 3 or more. So in this case, I can do with Summer Lilith because she has double gunner and a quadruple shot, just like Lucia. So she's gonna clear that all by herself at one point. But you can do with Ramza triple blow and someone else with light attacks. So that's also a possibility. I'm gonna use a companion Ramza because there's nothing saying against companions. The other one is kill 3 enemies at once, which is pretty already standard for a gear quest. And this last one is you can't have anyone knocked down by the end of the match. So people, you can like lose someone, and as long as you can raise them before the map ends, you still get this achievement. And the last one is clear all achievements in one go. So you have to do the chain, the triple kill, and the no deaths or no deaths at the end, all at the same run. I'm using really humble leveled vision cards, and the support. I would recommend the slash character with Jesus TMR. Any slash character really does do good in my opinion, so don't really stress a bit about too much about it. Light ones are gonna be probably better for the hit kill on the elementals that's gonna come, and the elemental advantage on Golbez. Oh, I also forgot this item. It's an accessory from the Final Fantasy Tactics return, and it gives a lot of accuracy and evasion on top of good stats for bulk. So yeah, I'm gonna use the replace function. You're gonna see it in a bit, and let's grow the map. This map is really tricky because you have to play it out in a way that you can stack the elementals to die really quickly, because if you don't do so, or at least one shot every single one, they're gonna spend drain on you, and you're gonna have a really bad time by getting hit by that. So I'm gonna use Naya on the rear because she can move already pretty well, I'm gonna try to get Ramza to the side and Glaciella to the side. Ishtola can stay either here on the bottom or here. I would personally do this and put Lilith in the middle. Or if you can do even because I'm using Ramza, I'm gonna put him in the middle for the shout buff. So I'm gonna go like this. But this was usually I'm gonna see how I plan out this map. You can't hear the Final Fantasy IV music, unfortunately, because of my recording device. First turn, I'm gonna just use the AP regen or AP gain and gonna camp here, right here. Glaciella doesn't need to do a lot until we get to a certain point. So keep that in mind. We just want to not get the aggro from the skeletons. As for Ramza, we're gonna buff the rest of the guys. You don't really need to buff Glaciella. She's already gonna do a good job. You can move him up too, or leave him down. I'm gonna leave him down so I can get more turns. Lilith gonna do this, and gonna leave that by the same because of the elevation. He can't vampire me if I recall correctly. Ishtora, you can reflect the mount because he's gonna do the initial tanking. You see that one skeleton goes to the side. You see they really hurt even with my mount having a lot of defense. So I'm gonna go restore Mount's HP with Naya on the first turn. The elementals can't really climb, so they're gonna take all the way back here. These other ones should be moving too, at least the one by the side because of the way I put Glaciella. You do Sentinel here with Mount and put him at the middle. You can be at least you have to try to get in the range of the people so he doesn't get a slow down by not having it. I'm gonna put him more so here because I'm gonna move Lilith soon so she can use her shadow shot to try to mobilize the skeleton. As for Ramza, not really a big deal or what you can do with him. In this case you have to be sure that the target has a 50 faith, otherwise the Shizit Kerma can fail. I'm gonna try it. I didn't notice that, so I brought this Ramza. I'm gonna try it, and I got it, luckily. But make sure of that. Now, I'm gonna go for the Shadow Shot to mobilize this skeleton. What mobilizing skeleton does is really takes off the hit from Mount, so he can tank better, which fortunately worked. Now with protecting Sentinel, he should be taking hits pretty well. Next, I'm gonna use the Pierce one, and I'm gonna move a bit here. By the way, this guy's gonna move. I can go here for the elevation. I have to make sure it's at least four tiles clear. I think I'm pretty safe here. I just need Glaciella to be able to jump on the elementals by the bottom. They're all moving, which is nice. Glaciella gonna give her shell, even though my shell is pretty underleveled. I got hit by the skeleton there. I'm gonna also give Ramza a shell, just because he's gonna be there helping Glaciella. But if everything goes right, I'm gonna be able to one-shot most of the elementals. Another strat you can do with the AI is you can stall even more, so the elementals doesn't come, but that makes your job harder. What I'm gonna do now that I'm actually not being able to do the bait, I'm gonna use the taunting blade here, or you can just like one shot him, which either is fine. I'm gonna do like this from this way so I don't get retaliated by more than one elemental. Here for the other skeleton, you can again shadow shot. I missed. I'm gonna retreat Lilith a bit because I don't want her to take the damage. Now I'm gonna start with Glycella, and I'm gonna be right more so around here. Here, I can be near. I can afford to be near the skeleton. As for mount, I'm gonna sentinel again, and gonna send him Morris. Try to get him a bit around here. Actually, I'm gonna stay with him here so he gets hit, doesn't get hit by Glaciala's AoE when he comes to that. The guy is gonna go for Drain on Ramza. He has, I think I put Shell on him, so it's not gonna hurt as much. Ishtora is just gonna heal. Once the vampires, once the skeleton ran out of vampires to use, you can start moving forward your healers. Shell did a good chunk there. See, the vampire really hurts. I'm trying to take some care about that. So here are the elementals moving. 2 are gonna move now. I think Ishtar is done for, but it's not really a big deal. I can revive with Naya, which is gonna be right now. Actually, I'm not gonna revive her with Naya now. I'm gonna heal Glycella because she's about to jump in the middle of the elementals, and having HP on her would be pretty nice. You can see Ramsey is back at it again, and I'm gonna just see who I can snipe. So I want to hit as many elementals as possible. So my best bet would be right here. I would kill 4 of them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kill this guy right here because he's closer to my healers. Even though I have someone right here which can hit Lilith. Actually, I'm gonna kill this guy just because I want Lilith to have HP. Three tiles. He can't stand here, so here is safe. Actually, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, here is safe for Ramza. Lilith can either go for the stun shot, which is a double gunner ability, in one of the skeletons, or you can go use the buff. I'm gonna try to use stun shot. That didn't really go well. Now I'm gonna one shot this 4 roll with Glycella. I used in that order the buffs, so Storm would be exactly on the turn I would get this formation for the elementals. So there's 5 gun of them. You can see the one guy stopped moving, and now he had aggro on Mount with Taunting Blade. Don't forget to hit the guy there for the damage. I'm gonna try to also set them up for a Taunting Blade from Ramza. So I'm gonna try to go this way. They use Vampire, which is fine. One's gonna use Drain. The other stayed in the same place, which is what I wanted to happen. So what I can do now is just Taunting Blade these 2 guys, or I can even go for the Banish Blade and do a lot of damage to both. Although this Ramza doesn't have as it seems. Oh, he does. Okay. Okay, since the damage is not that big on the skeletons, that's because they are magic resistance. So I'm gonna try to mobilize this guy, which worked. Now he's gonna be useless because he already ran out of vampire uses. I'm gonna keep Lilith in this place for the heal in case she gets hurt. Now it's time for Glycella again. Which I'm gonna do is I'm gonna since I have a Ramza, I can afford to use Terror Slash here. I didn't show, but they are weak to strike and slash. So that's why another reason I brought Monk. If we go try to use Prissy on them, you're gonna see that the damage is pretty subpar. Even with Glaciella not having any strike damage whatsoever, it helps a lot. Before I forget, I'm gonna show the dark elemental resistance. So more slash and light weakness, some pierce, which is why I had to use Star to kill them because they resist pierce and magic resistance. Okay, so now I'm gonna use the Terror Slash to kill them. Goblins is gonna spawn here, by the way, where Glaciella was. Just so you'll be all prepared. I'm gonna do some damage to the skeletons. Killing one is fine, so don't be worried about it. I'm gonna now heal these two guys. See how he didn't do anything. So now this one is gonna try to immobilize Mount, which didn't work. I'm gonna leave the elemental for now because it's gonna be dying in the next turn. So we're gonna kill this guy, which is actually able to move. Now it's time to kill the elemental. Ramza doesn't need to move anymore, so he can stay here. As for Mount, I'm gonna go here and use the Divine Grace skill from Paladin just to give a little bit more of bulk. Glaciella here is gonna buff her piece again. As for Naya, she can start using Holy on the skeleton. But instead of Holy, I'm gonna see if I can re-raise the Stola for the achievement. I can, but if I'm gonna do so, I have to do it like this. So Naya takes the hit and the Stola doesn't get chained. Okay, Monk still had aggro, which is really good for me. So this guy wore off his immunity, but it's fine. I can just kill him since he's the easier target and he's gonna move first because he didn't move. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the most damage to him. Triple Brick's the most damage, so probably Lilith plus Glaciella can finish him off. Actually, Lilith and Ishtar probably can do that. I'm gonna now get the triple elemental chain achievement. And now that I revived Ishtola, she can fire both of these guys. Although Glaciel is gonna move next, so what I'm gonna do is gonna just heal Mount and gonna stay here. And Glaciella can finish the job really well. You want to have a lot of AP when Goblins come around, so you can kill him before he has a chance to attack you. I'm gonna keep with Naya here, just so I can Holy again. Now with Ramza, I'm gonna attack until. Okay, the attack that does the most is this one, so the Holy will finish off after Lilith helps. You can also take the crystals, but as you can see, I'm not really needing that. Lilith crits, which is pretty helpful. Now the next step is Golbez. He's gonna spawn soon enough. I'm gonna heal real quick here, Mount. Although he has guts, so I can actually just Izuna him, so he can be a target for Golbez. Okay, so here's Golbez. Let me show his stats. He has 10k HP, a lot of speed, and good death and spirit, so magic is not gonna really work against him. You can see his resistance. He's weak to slash and really resistant to magic and somewhat pierce, and projectile works fine on him. So Lilith is not gonna really do. He's gonna do a good amount of damage. He's also weak to light, as you can see. So what I'm gonna do here with Glaciella is I'm gonna use the Javelin and see if I can move before Golbez. I don't. So what instead I'm gonna do is gonna use this attack, which the most damage she can do to Golbez, and hopefully I can set up so someone else can hop in. So in this case I'm gonna be healing Mount with Naya. You can see my EP is already gone, but I can still use the big heal ones. And now Mount's gonna go here and give HP to Glaciella so they can tank better. As for Ramza, he's gonna resist magic Glaciella so she doesn't die if he decides to AoE both. And I'm gonna stay here with Lilith and just get more EP. So if he decides to use AoE, he only hits both those three. As for healing, I can go here with Ishtola and prepare healing for after Golbez attacks, which you can see worked pretty well. His AoE has a really big area, so keep that in mind. I'm just gonna throw a spear at him. It's already over now. You can go here with Lilith and just do a good amount of the damage. In this case I'm gonna use the Shadow Step because both gun attacks can't reach him. And now the double break from Ramza should be enough to finish the job. So this was Golbez map with all the achievements clear. Everyone's still alive by the end of the map. I was a bit careless with my placement at the end, but hopefully you won't. You get Cecil's Paldron, which as far as I'm aware has a really good amount of HP for what's his name? For MR armors. So it's probably a good investment. I'm gonna try myself to get +3. Here are the medals for Cecil's raid. And you use fortunately we got all of the materials used for the armor, which is Meteor, the sticky fluid, and the light crystals. So be aware of that. I hope you all find this helpful, and see you in the next content.